Welcome to my channel, everyone. Thank you for tuning into this video. It's going to be a very good lesson on a day trading strategy, trading with energy. It's going to make us trade more efficiently. It's going to make us get and enter proper setups. And it's going to make us not deviate away from any type of plans that we've created before in trading. So make sure you stick around for the whole video. It's not too long, but I definitely recommend you sticking around as there's some very good points. Before we do begin, all I could ask is if you do learn anything throughout this video, I'm going to link my Instagram in the description below. It's a very good trading resource where I post daily trading recaps along with trading tips and tricks. The link to this will be in the description below. Definitely recommend you going and following it. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Probably one of the most important components to actually trading successfully is your psychological well-being and your overall mind state. So just think of this really fast. Think of this analogy. Think of a cell phone. A cell phone needs a battery, and a cell phone needs memory or storage for it to run properly. And after you use that phone for a while, what happens? The battery gets drained, it runs down the battery, and as you increase the memory, as you put more pictures, messages, apps on the phone, your memory is going to, decrease. You're going to have less storage available. And when you have less storage available, it's going to slow down the phone. Think of us traders in comparison to this. Us traders, if we sit in front of the screen all day, what's going to happen? We're going to get run down. We're going to get drained. We're going to lack energy, and our batteries are slowly going to deteriorate. Same thing with the memory and our storage that goes on in our head. You don't understand how much information us day traders and traders overall process. We process prices, quotes, charts, symbols, profits. There's so much information as the market is telling us its story that we have to understand, comprehend, and this goes into our brain and it's our memory. And as we get to a certain point where our memory becomes too clouded, too foggy, we're going to slow down. We're not going to work as productive, and it's just going to be inefficient because we're going to lack energy. So when we do become this drained, we lose our focus, we lose our attention, and we lose our concentration. Our concentration and our attention, it requires effort, and eventually we will drain this effort. We're going to drain our mental capital, our mental reserves, and we're going to lose focus. And these are all three important things that every successful trader I know focuses on and what they preach. So if you do feel drained and you do lack energy, it's eventually, either subconsciously or on a conscious level, it's going to lead to many trading mistakes, including, falling back into your old negative habits. If you're working so hard, you're watching this video, you follow the videos in my channel, I'm sure you're working hard to improving as a trader. You're trying to get rid of old bad habits, and you're trying to get and learn new habits. So once you do lack energy and you do feel drained as a trader, you're going to miss opportunities because your attention might be somewhere else. I've sat with traders. I have family that works on Wall Street, and I've sat with other traders that work in prop firms in New York City. And I've seen guys, stressed out, gray hair, squeezing a stress ball, look miserable, and just not in the moment ready to trade. And because of that, they miss opportunities. So you have to be in the moment. You have to be ready to capitalize on these opportunities, as we only get paid for those setups that arise. You're also going to deviate away from the plan if you lack energy. If you see something and your mind is on another stock, on another, idea, concept, whatever the case may be, it's going to make you deviate away from that plan and maybe make you miss a setup. And if you miss a setup, what is that going to do? It's going to make you lead to FOMO. So if you see a stock, you had it planned out, but you did not follow the plan. Now you see the stock ripping up 10, 20 points. What are you going to do? You're going to hop in because you didn't want to miss the move. So you have a fear of missing out. And these bad habits are going to lead to losses. It also leads to emotional trading. And another one which we could relate to real life, which is boredism. Or I don't even think that's a word, but being bored. So how many of you, including myself, eat something because they're bored? I walk to the fridge, I walk to my snack cabinet all the time because I'm so bored, I have nothing else going on, and I just pick on food. It's because I'm bored, I have nothing else to do, and me doing that simple little action gives me something to do, and it erases my boredom. So these lead to very bad negative trading habits. And it requires such a large amount of focus and awareness because you have to remain process oriented. You have to be active and alert. You have to be mindful. You have to be in the present moment. So many traders do not become process oriented because they are not focused on the market. They are not aware. And this makes them lose tons of trades. Every trade has to be process oriented. You have to know where you're going to enter. You have to know where you're going to stop out. You have to know where you're going to exit in an approximate area if you were right on the trade. You have to know your risk, your position size. You have to know market context. There's so many factors, and it has to be process oriented. It has to be set in stone. It has to be very disciplined in these types of actions. And if you aren't focused and aware of it, you're not going to be process oriented. Believe me when I tell you that. And then with all these things, we become passive. And when we become passive, we respond to events rather than making them happen. This makes us force things. It makes us fall into old habits, which I've mentioned earlier up here. So you have to be active. You cannot be passive. And an active trader is one that researches the markets. It understands our areas of opportunity where our edge is present. It understands market context. It understands what they have to do to maximize their opportunity. You have nothing left to chance as a trader. One mistake could completely screw up your account, could screw up your future. So you have to understand when to sit back, when to sit on your hands, where to take your profits, where to, limit your losses. Everything has to be pre-planned before the trade is put on. So as an active trader, all of this is going to take time. It's going to take energy. It's going to take focus, and it's going to take a lot of discipline for you to be aware and have strong concentration in the market. And then when we're physically drained and when we're passive, we throw the ability out the window to sustain our focus. We neglect our research. How many of you planned out a trade that they were waiting set up the whole week? Then that day comes where that plan triggers and you completely avoid it. That was because you neglected your research. You failed to calculate your setup, your entry points, your exit points. You don't know your risk to reward. And you enter your trades based on your conscious, what you're feeling. It could be simple reasoning. And all of this is going to lack a true mechanical risk to reward, and it's going to lack a true edge. And then when we run down, we're just emotionally reactive. We find ourselves, if we see a stock ripping up, we're going to chase it. Or if a stock's ripping down, we're going to try to sell at the lows. So we just throw all our rules out the window, and without taking the time and effort to assess the market context, our decisions are not made based off of mechanics. It's not made off of a process, but it's made off of our subconscious mind, and it's made off of our emotions and intuitions. And if you've been following my videos, you know how bad and how I stress to completely eliminate that from your trading. And now we're going to list 5 ways that we can manage our energy better and how to recharge our batteries. Now, what I'm going to mention here is not something that a lot of people probably are going to agree with. They're going to say, how does this relate to trading? But subconsciously, our daily routine is going to bleed in our trading results. Now, as traders, we often prepare our trades. We prepare our trading plans, what we want to see in the market. But a lot of traders fail to prepare themselves. They don't try to get better every day physically, even mentally, and some people spiritually. But the first way is to get proper sleep. Now, again, these things, people are going to be like, how does this relate to trading? How does this make me a better trader? How is this going to make me money? But on a subconscious level, if you do these things, you improve yourself, you're going to manage your energy, you're going to recharge your batteries when they're low, and in result, it's going to make you focus and be more aware and the things that we mentioned in the last slide. So you have to get proper sleep. You have to be well rested in order for your mind and body to work efficiently. How many of you in school, went to college, and your instructor said, before a big test, make sure you get some sleep, you're well rested, you could come back the next day, take the test, and your mind's going to be ready for it. Think if you sleep 2-3 hours in a day, your mind's not going to be mentally there in the market. You're not going to be able to think straight, and you're not going to be able to work efficiently. You also have to eat properly. Again, people are going to be like, what does me eating something have to do with if I'm going to make money or not? You have to nourish the body. Do you think athletes, basketball players, football players, do you think they're eating Big Macs, fried chicken every day, all this type of fast food? No. If they did, they wouldn't be as strong mentally, and they wouldn't be strong, definitely physically. Same thing with traders. If we're eating garbage, I know for me, if I eat like crap, my mind, I'm going to have so much brain fog. I'm not going to be able to think straight because my body is not properly, nourished. You also have to strengthen the mind. You have to read and meditate. What really propelled my trading to the next level was reading whenever the market slowed down, reading the night before, journaling my trades, and even meditating some nights as well. But I read psychology books whenever I'm feeling out of connect with the market, and it really helps me get back in tune with the market, get back in touch. So that's really something I want to attribute to my success, was really reading a bunch of psychology books. And then the step number 4 is maintaining the body. It's physical exercise. We have to recharge our batteries. I know for me, if I'm sitting in front of a screen all day and I start feeling drained, I have to force myself, I have to be disciplined enough to go to the gym and push myself to do something that I don't want to do. If you push yourself, and if your brain, your mind is telling you, I don't want to do this, you have to physically push yourself to do it, and you have to, be ready for any type of challenges, and you have to be disciplined enough in your own personal life, and that's going to stick to your disciplined trading decisions. Let me ask you, how many people think that if you're not disciplined in trading, what's going to make you disciplined in real life? They go hand in hand. If you can't wake up any day when you say you want to wake up early, you can't go to the gym when you don't want to go, you can't run that extra mile, read the 10 extra pages in the book, that discipline that you can't complete in your personal life, do you really think that's going to bleed into your trading, and you're going to be disciplined enough to sit on your hands, be patient for your setups? I don't think so. So it's very important to maintain the body, and it's very important to take breaks. It's very inefficient and it's very unproductive to sit in front of the screen all day long. You step back, you take your mind off the market, you come back, and you'll feel refreshed. It's so unproductive because, like I said, we're memory units. The more information we have in our brain, the more it fills up and the more unproductive we become. So that was just a quick summary of these 5 points. Again, don't call me crazy for listing these, but these are all things that subconsciously will bleed into our trading. So I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please smash that like button. Comment on this video with any questions. Also subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. I'll see you all at the next video.